Okay.
Hi, I'm Ted Bremekamp. I'm with a company called SpecOp Secure. We specialize in cybersecurity, RMR for the integrator. I come from a background of almost 40 years in this industry. I was an integrator. I ran a technical support company for integrators for 5 years, and now just recently started SpecOp and trying to get cybersecurity into the integration market. So cybersecurity is a new market for the integrator. It's been mainstream in the corporate world and the banking world and for quite a while. But now as homes become connected homes and there's more and more network devices in a home, which is pretty much everything now. The washer, dryer, the refrigerator, the stove, everything is a network connected device in the house. That makes it great for the high luxury clients, because they love having everything to be able to see on their cell phones or their iPads or when they're away to check on what's going on in their houses. But it adds a level of security risk, especially from a cyber aspect, for your personal assets, for ransomware, all the things that people never think about unless you're in a corporate world. So what I bring is I work with the integrators to add cybersecurity as part of their maintenance package. What clients want when they finish a house is they want everything to work smooth, and they want to be able, if something doesn't work, to call a single person. They don't want to call 10 or 9 or 10 people. I know Paul's going to talk about this, and you're going to talk about this, creating that maintenance plans and setting expectations and meeting those expectations for the client. And cyber needs to be a part of that. Palo Alto did a survey in 2023 and found out that 60% of connected devices in a home have cybersecurity vulnerabilities. Their cyber attacks last year went up 22% from the year before. It's not going away. It's going to increase, especially on the high-end luxury client. So you need to be thinking when you're talking to integrator about integrating cybersecurity into your maintenance plan with all the other technology you have to protect that high-worth client. They have assets. You don't want them to have their identity stolen. You don't want bank accounts stolen, credit cards. The biggest one now is cyber people attack the high worth client and hold the home ransom. Mm-hmm. You can't turn your lights on and off. You can't control your television. I mean, it becomes a major issue nowadays, and people aren't thinking about it. So we work with the integrator to train them how to talk to their clients, because the clients don't understand, the integrator doesn't understand, but it's a real world issue. And as time goes on, it's going to become more and more an issue. And it's not something you do once and walk away. The cyber people are constantly looking for vulnerabilities, and that landscape changes on a daily and weekly basis. So it's not something you just install and hope it works. It's got to be something that's maintained and updated on a daily or weekly basis. It used to be a good firewall gave you lots of protection. You need to start with a really good firewall, but that's only the beginning. Mm-hmm. There's so much more now, and the technology is increasing both on the hacker side as well as on the support side. So it's something everybody needs to be aware of and be part of the maintenance agreements. So technology is so advanced now. There's so much information you get proactively. So we're finding things out before the client ever knows they're happening. Mm-hmm. And with the maintenance programs, with both these companies, and there's other companies that can support integrators that will take those calls and look at those proactive. 60, 70% of the time, you can fix those things remotely without the client ever knowing there was never an issue. Mm-hmm. That's a huge thing nowadays that like 5, 10 years ago didn't even exist. Yeah. So now the client loves to see those reports, on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. Just like, oh, look, you did these things. It shows value to what they're paying for those maintenance plans. Because if you're doing all this stuff in the background and they don't ever see anything, which is what you want the client to do, they need to see that, oh, you're doing something for me and I didn't even know you were doing it. As well as giving you statistics like your internet's been up 98% of the time and it's been at this rate. They love to see that kind of data, right? Because then they know what they're paying for. So one of the big reports for cybersecurity is when you initially put it in, you do a risk assessment, and it looks at all the connected devices in the house and comes back with a report that says high risk, medium risk, low risk. So you know how to deal with those issues and fix them so that vulnerability gets closed. Sometimes it's just doing a firmware update on a device, and it might not be a device you installed. It might be the pull jandy, and you got to get the pull guy out to do an update. It might be a camera that was 10 years old and the manufacturer doesn't support it anymore, and there's a security risk. So the suggestion is going to be replace the camera with a newer camera. But you need to do that on a quarterly basis because the security risks constantly change. And the only way to know what's going on with the amount of devices in there is to do that risk assessment and create that report.
So I've learned a lot. Cybersecurity, I hope everyone grabs your card. I mean, this is going to be mandated, all right? So I want to thank you all for being a part of this. Thank you for sitting in, and enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.